Let me start by introducing Professor Abdullah Daşçı, the Director of the International Relations Office. So, Professor, if you could take it away.
Thank you, Pınar. Well, I'm not going to take too much of your time at the moment. My name is Abdullah Daşçı. As Pınar said, I'm a faculty member at the School of Business, as well as the Director of the International Relations Office. Now, you know, orientation programs are intended to give information about the school, but also it is an official face-to-face welcome, so to speak. So this is the face-to-face as the conditions would allow. And to help us with this welcome, I'd like to first present you the president of our university, Yusuf Leblebici, to give you a speech. So without further ado, Yusuf Hocam, are you there?
Hocam, hi, this is Cem. I'll have to take over for Yusuf Leblebici, okay?
Okay.
I was just writing to you.
Well, in that case, let me introduce you. Cem Güneri is our vice president responsible for the education and other education-related activities, and he has done this before. So without further ado, then Cem Hoca, and he is a mathematician and very detailed.
Okay, thanks. So, good morning, everyone, or maybe it's good evening for some of you, I don't know. So, my name is Cem Güneri. Once again, I've been at Sabancı University for slightly more than 20 years now. So, I'm almost as old as the university here. So, I'm a mathematician, as Professor Daşçı mentioned, and I'm very happy to, well, even in this environment, see you here. Okay, so Professor Leblebici is also here joining. So let me then briefly welcome you all. I'm seeing that there's quite a variety of you here. There are Erasmus exchange students, global Erasmus, global exchange students, as well as full-time graduate students among us. So this is very good news. I'm hoping that many of you will actually be coming here physically. So we'll also welcome you on campus soon. So I'm going to pass the word to Professor Leblebici, President Leblebici. And again, good to have you all here and welcome. Enjoy the semester.
Thank you so much, Cem Hocam, and welcome everybody to this first meeting of international students in the spring semester in Sabancı University. As Professor Güneri said, this is a very diverse international group we are looking at. We are very happy to have almost 90, if I count correctly, almost 90 international students in this batch, and it is a pleasure to welcome you all on campus. And I sincerely hope that you will have a very fruitful spring semester, and hopefully most of this time will be spent on campus. Let me say a few words about Sabancı University. I'm sure you all know by now, since you are here with us, a bit about Sabancı University, or you are curious about the Sabancı University. We are a relatively young university. We were established only 22 years ago. Our campus is on the outskirts of Istanbul. We are in a very beautiful and modern campus, which is completely self-contained. And just next week, our spring semester is starting on Monday, and all of our students will be back on campus, including all our dormitories and social facilities will be up and running. And we are intending to run almost all of our courses in hybrid mode, which means that students who choose to be in class can attend the lectures in class. And at the same time, virtually all of the lectures will be also broadcast live over internet, and there will be recordings available after the class as well. So students who are not in the classroom will also be able to attend and follow all the classes. There will be few exceptions, of course, such as art classes that must take place in art studios, or some lab sessions that must use certain facilities. Of course, these cannot be done online, but by and large, the vast majority of all courses will be done in this hybrid mode. We do have an excellent infrastructure to support this type of teaching. We have done this during the past few semesters, and we are lucky that we do have this very nice infrastructure to allow virtually all of our classes operating this way. Having said that, we put extremely large value on campus life, and I do encourage each one of you to be present. If you are not here already, as soon as possible, be present on campus and take advantage of campus life in Sabancı University as much as possible. This is an enormous win for you and also for us to have you, our international students, to see you on campus and to interact with the rest of our student body. So we, as a university, we have very strong international ties throughout the years. Most of the teaching staff, by the way, have very, very strong ties with universities abroad. Most of us were educated abroad, and then we rejoined Sabancı University in our teaching years. And most of our graduates from Sabancı University, more than 22% of our graduates currently are in countries other than Turkey. So after our students graduate, they choose to set up their lives, or they choose to continue their studies abroad as well. So more than 22%, now approaching 25% actually, is a fairly large proportion, as you can see, of our students who choose their further careers abroad. And during their studies in Sabancı University, also a large percentage of our students, just like you, they do spend at least one semester, sometimes even longer, in other countries, in other universities. We do support Erasmus and Erasmus Plus programs, of course, and not only that, but also other international exchange programs. So with that, I'd like to welcome you again very warmly on campus in Sabancı University. I wish you all a very successful, very fruitful, and happy spring semester coming up. And I sincerely wish that we also see each other in person very soon, once everybody is on campus. So once again, welcome everybody.
Well, I guess I'm gonna take over from here. Thank you very much, President Leblebici. Hocam, Cem, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
If you want to add any few more things, I can give the word to you. Otherwise, I'll just mention about our department and then move on with the regular orientation program.
Please go ahead, Hocam. And again, I also hope to see all of you on campus very soon. So welcoming everyone.
All right. Thank you very much, Cem Hocam, Yusuf Hocam. I feel like you can stay around or leave. Now, I also like to welcome you all. This is the orientation program. This is the second orientation program of the academic year, which happens in the spring. And unlike the one in the fall, which is bigger, of course, since most of the students join during that time, this is a more intimate and more international. And this year it is exclusively international because the joining student body consists of exchange students and grad students. And this year, all of them are from abroad. And we have a great diversity. And as the previous speakers mentioned, we have a great variety of students from all over the world. I mean, we have students from Asia, like Japan, Korea, Hong Kong, Singapore, South Asia, like India, Pakistan, and Middle East, of course, from Iran. And I'm trying not to miss out anything other than that, but this semester, actually, I think it's only from Iran. In Europe, of course, we have a lot of students from Europe because of the Erasmus exchange program, led by, I think, this semester, I mean, the Dutch students have the top, I think we have 15 or 16 Dutch students, followed by Germans, French. We have a lot of from South Europe, Italy, Spain, Portugal, East, of course, or Central Europe. We have from Poland, Czech Republic, and Slovakia, and few others. I don't want to miss out anything now. I missed the list. Others, Hungary, and we have from Sweden, and finally we have number of students from the Americas, from Mexico, Uruguay, and Colombia. Did I miss any students? I forgot to mention Indonesia. This is another 4 students joining us from Indonesia this year. So this is the composition of the students joining this semester. Of course, some of you are going to stay only for a semester, and some of you a little longer, and some of you probably are going to leave after obtaining your highest academic degree, which is the PhD. Whatever the length of time that you spend here, I wish you all the best of luck in your studies as well as during your stay. But I forgot to mention one more thing. This orientation program is prepared by the International Relations Office, and I want to just introduce them very, very quickly. Pınar, can I share my screen? Do I have that?
Yes, I think Hasan or Gözde can make you a co-host, Professor, then you can share your screen.
If you, let me see, maybe I'm already, do you see this?
Yes, now it is visible.
Well, apparently I have problem like showing the thing. So as I said, I'm the director of the International Relations Office. Our International Relations Office mainly consists of 2 functions, really. One of them is the one that deals with the exchanges and partnerships. This is a major part of the International Relations Office, led by the manager, Ms. Evrim Güngör, and she has essentially 4 people. Of course, some of them are supporting both areas. Most of you are probably familiar with, no, I don't have a better technology to do that, so I'm gonna instead do this. Most of you probably are in contact with Gözde, or some of you might be in contact with Hasan. I couldn't pull you enough. So these are the people. Hasan usually deals with assist students, actually, for legal affairs, and Gözde is our main contact for incoming exchange students. I'm sure you already have formed a WhatsApp group, and Gözde is also part of it. Do I assume correctly, Gözde?
Yes, hocam.
Good. She always have a good communication with the incoming students. You can always, of course, consult her with all the matters, and Hasan, obviously, for legal matters. So this is one part of International Relations Office, and the other one is the one that deals with the student recruitment, mainly undergraduate recruitment, though. We also support the grad recruitments, but the graduate recruitment is more of a faculty or a department affair. But still, probably some of you might be familiar with Pınar, who was mainly responsible for the grad recruitment from our part. So we give assistance that way. And of course, Hasan is in both, also legal issues. He can, give you advice. And finally, Gizem is also our office assistant that supports both group. And all of them are here today, as far as I could see. And Pınar is the one that will lead the orientation program today or tomorrow as well. I don't know the program. I mean, who leads the program? Anyways, so again, I welcome you as the director of the International Relations Office. And as I mentioned, whatever the length of stay that you will have here, I hope you leave with very, very good memories and some things that will stay with you for the rest of your life. Again, thank you again, and I give you the floor to Pınar.
Thank you very much, Professor, for your welcoming message. Up next in our program, we will continue with the survival presentation that will, equip you information about, Sabancı University campus life and also life in Istanbul. So I will be sharing my screen with you. And if one of my teammates could confirm that my screen is visible and my presentation is working.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So just as Professor Abdullah mentioned, we are a team with crowded people. We take care of very important thing regarding international relations in the university. And for a brief introduction, rather than just talking about the university, we wanted to show you a video.
First, you think you can only scratch the surface. In every occasion, you look for a chance to break the ice. You believe friendships will remain distant. But every interaction proves you the exact opposite. Whether you wish to become an engineer, an economist, or an artist, Sabancı University's interdisciplinary program will introduce you into new concepts. It will teach you how to learn and how to think. And it will change the way you perceive the world. Dealing with real-world issues will remind you how dedicated and well-prepared you should be. When the world is reduced to micron levels, the size of questions will be magnified. When you create and develop together, the diversity will make you stronger. Sometimes challenges bring us closer. When individual effort and dedication is just enough, we become a team and increase the number of choices. Regardless of which discipline you belong to, expression is your way to success. Art will make it universal, but you shall make your expression unique. Innovative thinking will prevail. Possibilities are all around us, cultivated by an environment that is provided by each and every member of Sabancı community, who devote their time, attention, and friendship to guide us through. devote your time to turning those possibilities into opportunities and make them your own.
So that was a short video of introducing Sabancı University and our perception in general. Now I want to talk a little bit more about the university, and I also want to introduce the campus to you. I am hoping that if you're not able to join us on the campus at the moment, that you will be able to do so throughout the semester. The campus is fully equipped, and to be honest, I believe it is actually very easy to survive even without getting off the campus, because from a small market to a bank, to a hairdresser, to a communication center, to the main cafeteria, to other, food options that you can easily find on campus. Life on campus is very convenient for students. We also offer on-campus accommodation, and we have a 24/7 open library with a maker space in it, with the collaboration space. And we have an artificial lake, and next to the lake, you will find at number 4 the sports center, and at number 2 the performing arts center. And
Now, maybe it's better to mention about the CBS auditorium for tomorrow.
yes, and tomorrow, since the program will be held offline, in person, we are expecting you to meet at Sabancı Business School, which is located at number 24. You can also, if you can find the parking lot 12, it is the building right behind it. And we will be on the first floor. If you enter from the first floor, if you turn on your left side, you can easily access the auditorium that the orientation program will take place. And also we will mention this in the presentation, but if you download the Zoom app application, you can easily find where you want to go on campus. To talk about Sabancı University and some keywords, I would say we are a small research-oriented campus university. We only have a little over 5,000 students, and our main focus is doing research and to contribute to academia. And although we are very small, we have this huge campus that we can offer students a great campus life. And also one of the benefits of being small is our faculty per student ratio is quite low. And thanks to that, our faculty members have time to teach, they have time to do research, and they also have time to spend on their students. So, as long as you make an appointment, you can always get in touch with your professors and also get, guidance from that. This was mentioned earlier, but we are a relatively young university. We are celebrating our 22nd academic year this year. And we currently have over 15,000 alumni. 10% of the total student body is international. And on campus, since we are, very research oriented, we also have a really nice infrastructure for doing research with labs, research centers, forums, arts and psychology studios. And also we have a little bit over 280 very reputable exchange partners worldwide. And of course, while we're talking about Sabancı University, we cannot not mention the Sabancı community. Sabancı University was established by the Sabancı Foundation, and Sabancı Foundation was established by Sabancı family members. The Sabancı family is one of the most influential families in Turkey, both economically, and they contribute a lot to Turkey. So any logo that you see with the SA logo next to them, it means that it belongs to Sabancı Holding. And they currently have over 70 companies. They have a little bit over 60,000 employees, and they have 8 global partnerships, and they currently operate in more than 13 different countries. And we are a non-profit university. Although we are a private university, we are a non-profit university, and we are also a part of this Sabancı name. And since we are still in the middle of the COVID pandemic, after taking a look at how things are going, new decisions are made each time when it is required, and it is announced on our website under, coronavirus info or the president's messages. And it is also announced on the student infrastructure, MySU, and students are also informed by emails regarding the updates. So it is very important that you follow up with these announcements. And as Professor Leblebici mentioned, currently almost all of, most courses will be offered on campus, with the possibility of simultaneously being able to attend the courses online. And as for dormitories, students who want to stay at the dormitories have to get vaccinated, and they're also advised to do their booster shots. And throughout the semester, if any health-related updates are happening, you will be informed by the health center regarding requirements. And if things are changing, if things are getting relaxed, you will also be informed about the health center and by the announcements made by the university body. And ever since the beginning of the pandemic, the university tried to better their infrastructure regarding COVID. Right now, it is compulsory to wear masks in all open and closed areas, and social distancing rules are enforced everywhere. All entries and exits to the campus are monitored. Right now, the ventilation systems are separated, and the current ventilation system uses 100% fresh air. And in all rooms, there are sensors that monitor the air quality. So the university is doing their best to provide you, to protect you in the best way they can. And even at faculties, at some points, you can also get free masks, for example, if you need some. And in the campus, to make your life more convenient, there is a bank, a copy center, a hairdresser, a gift shop, 7 different cafeterias, including the main cafeteria. The main cafeteria offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And if you like, you can also order food from the couriers that have permission to enter the campus. So if you shuffle a little bit around MySU, you can also find information regarding this. Then we have shuttle buses to downtown city center places like 4. Levent or Kadıköy, or even the airport, the shopping center, that's close to here, which students prefer to go to do their extended shopping. And we also have a bookstore, a health center with always 2 doctors available, and an ambulance for emergencies. Then we already mentioned the sports center, the library, the performing arts center, the movie space, and co-space, which is the maker space that offers free resources for students who want to do something from scratch. And as some of you will be living on campus, there is on-campus accommodation available, and the rooms are cleaned weekly. And all rooms have en-suite bathrooms. In every building, there is a kitchen, a laundry room with free machines. And on every floor, there are study halls, and you can also get fresh linen once a week on the designated time and space. And if you have any questions regarding your dormitory room, you have to get in touch with dormitories, and you can find their email address here. We will later be sending you this presentation, but if you want to have quick information, maybe you can take quick snapshots of the slides. And at Sabancı University, I would say the curriculum is a little bit hard, but students not only work hard, they also play hard. That's why we have a lot of active student clubs, and we also have a lot of active sports teams that actively compete in competitions. And of course, we were able to do this a lot more pre-pandemic, but we also host a lot of inter-university sports events on campus. And if you want to apply to be a member of a student club, you have to fill in this registration form. And since you will be receiving this presentation, afterwards you can immediately make your application if you like to join. And so this was what we had to say very briefly about the campus and the university. Now let's talk about a little bit about life in Istanbul. And we also thought that, viewing a short video about life in Istanbul would play a better role than just, me talking about it. So Hassan, if you can also help me with showing the second video, please.
Wish you a great experience in this delightful city.
Okay, so we want to share with you some, daily life hints about life in Istanbul. So in early morning and, off work hours, which is generally between 5 to 7, there might be traffic jams occurring and they might be really severe. So if you have important things you want to do within this period, maybe you might want to, plan your transportation in advance. Main streets are generally safer and similar to big cities. Side streets might not be as safe. And if you see a protesting group, we highly recommend you not to join them for your own safety. And rather than hailing a cab on the street, we highly recommend you to use taxi apps like Taxi, where you can get, estimated prices for your routes. And bargaining generally works when you're shopping at touristic areas, but if you go to, formal stores, it generally does not work. And we also recommend you to be, reachable. Make sure that your family and the university can reach you in the time of a need. And you can also reach out to your buddies who are already assigned to you. And this is specifically for exchange students. On graduate level, I don't think we have buddy students, but then you can still contact, people from your faculty if you need, extended help. And there is an application called HES, Hayat Eve Sığar. This code allows you to get on domestic travels, and you use this code for domestic travels, like, if you travel by bus, intercity bus, or if you travel by plane, you have to present this code. And HES code is a code where the Ministry of Health tracks your health at the moment, and if you are, for example, infected with the coronavirus, and if you have to quarantine, then they will, use this information to change on your health program so that sick people will not be allowed to get in contact with healthy people, and it is a way of them it is a way of trying to stop spreading the disease as in the best way possible. And like I mentioned, since we will be sending this presentation to you later on, you can follow the steps mentioned here on your own. And if you are going to rent a place off the campus, which is perfectly okay, we highly recommend you to make a rental contract. And if it's possible, if you can make it with an internationally recognized and reputable firm, it would be much more better with you. And please make sure to do all your payments through banks so they can be trackable if you need to see past transactions. So rather than paying in cash, please pay with bank transfers. And we also wanted to share some useful mobile apps that will make your life easier in Turkey and on campus. So MySU is the infrastructure of the university where all announcements are made and where you can, mainly reach all, important and frequently used apps and sites in the school. We just mentioned about the HES app. The Zoom app is the app where you can, find anything on campus. And we also mentioned Bitaxi for calling a cab. And there are also 2 taxi stations near the university, which has been very frequently working with the university, and they are Tepeören Taxi and Şekerpınar Taxi. And the student guys you will be receiving, you will also have their phone number. So if you want to go somewhere from the campus, you can, call them and they will give you, honest pricing. And Mobi İETT. So İETT is the the public bus services in Istanbul, and this is their app. So if you want to see their timetables, that's also good. Istanbul card is used for all public transportation in Istanbul, and you can also make additional payments like at parking spaces with Istanbul card. So we highly recommend you to get an Istanbul card, and you also have to link it with your HES code, just so you know, and you do this through their app. Yemek Sepeti is a popular food ordering app. There are plenty more. Ever since the pandemic, there has been a lot more food delivery services available. And Sesli Sözlük is the audible Turkish dictionary. So if you need, very urgent translations, in very brief moments, it can be useful. And transportation to campus is really easy. I would say rather than using public transportation, using the shuttle buses that are offered from and to the campus will make your life much more easier. The Kadıköy shuttle also makes a stop at Kocaeli station, which also, is close to a metro station. And the Marmaray, the Pendik station is where the Marmaray, the big metro line begins. So it is also, a station where it makes easy for you to access public transportation. And you can see the timetables either on MySU app or on the website under communication. And please send us your cell phone numbers because there might be, hopefully there won't be any, but if there's an emergency, we sometimes have to be, immediately able to reach out to you. So for that, it would be nice if we could have your current cell phone number, because if you come to Turkey and get a cell phone and get a new Turkish number, then maybe we will not be able to reach out to you with your previous number, which you have provided. So please send us your numbers. If you are an exchange student, please send your number to SU Incoming. And if you are a full-time degree student, then please send your phone number to degree-incoming at sabancı.edu.
Pınar, maybe I can add something. Actually, for exchange students, they don't need to send me via email because we have a WhatsApp group already.
Oh, perfect.
And we are in touch, hopefully, so that it is only valid for the grad students who are coming here to study and graduate from here.
Okay, then we expect grad students to send us their current numbers.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And Now let's talk about emergency phone numbers. So for general emergencies within the campus, please call 5555. For health emergencies, please call 6666. And for the call center, will be making a short presentation, but for other questions, you can also reach out to the call center. And for emergencies, we generally call 112. However, since 911 is quite well known, it also works. But the main number for all emergencies is 112. And we heard that the fire and the police department, if you call this number, you can also reach out to the fire and the police department too, but they also have their separate numbers. And when you have a question, in order to save time, it is important that you contact the right person. So if you are an incoming exchange student, please send all of your questions to Ms. Gözde by sending an email to suincoming@sabancı.edu. If you're a degree student, for all inquiries, aside from the legal matters, you can contact degree-incoming. And if you have questions regarding legal matters like your residence permit application, for example, you can contact Mr. Hassan by sending an email to irlegal@sabancı.edu. And also, please give us some time before we respond to you. We will make sure to respond to you in the most timely manner. But even so, we might also be busy at times, but you will 100% get an answer to your question. And also, if you have, IT emergencies, or if you need to ask something to the IT, under MySU, under support, you can reach out to the IT help desk, and they generally take inquiries by the call center system. So you have to open a ticket and they will get back to you regarding your question. We would be happy if you could follow us on social media, and if you could use the tag SUNewcomers21. We would also be happy to share your accounts, share your images that you shared on social media. So thank you very much. This is the tag I was just mentioning. I think we are right on time in terms of the program. So if Miss Mine is ready for the presentation for the library, we can move on with the presentation. If not, I can take some questions regarding the question.
It is better to make a kind of question and answer part.
Okay.
For this matter, I'm sure that they have some question they would like to ask.
Yes.
Here we are. You can unmute yourself and ask your question accordingly. We are here to answer your questions. Is there anyone who has a question in any matter? I'm sure you do have.
One question. One student asked me from chat that how will they be able to reach out to the online recordings we just mentioned? And please make sure to attend the session that will be held by IT, where they will also guide you about how to access the online course system in detail. Any other questions? None? Then let me ask you a question instead. So if you can, answer by raising your hands on the app. How many people are intending to attend to the program on campus tomorrow? Hey, so many people joining in. I'm very happy to see this, because tomorrow we will also be doing a game, and we will also be giving out prizes. And it is, we miss that being in touch with students' feelings, the pre-pandemic, where you would face the students without masks, see everyone's eyes, everyone's smiles. So if many people are joining, that would be lovely.
There is one question regarding the shuttles. As far as I know, they do not accept cash. But
Yes. So when you come to the university, you will be receiving your ID card, and you can upload money to your ID card, and you can pay your meals. If I know correctly, if you pay with your card, the meal prices are, if you get the fixed set of the daily menu, it is much more affordable, and also it is a little bit more affordable to pay at the shuttles with your ID card rather than
Okay.
paying with cash.
yes, maybe it's better to mention about the student ID card and the
Mhm.
producement of this. First of all, you are going to have your student ID card after you complete your university enrollment process. The security department is responsible for this, and we will let you know, and with the student resources office, where you can get your student card accordingly. And you're able to use your student ID card for your shuttle travels, for your meals at the canteen, and for the print out something. There are 3 types of account on your card, and you can upload the money on it, and you can use with the affordable price, because there will be kind of a discount price if you are going to pay your payment for the canteen or for shuttle or print out. As Pınar mentioned, that's the logic behind it. But just keep on your mind that there will be 3 different accounts for each of them, and it's not transferable in between. When you have a meal money, it's not able to transfer to the shuttle or vice versa. Do you have any other question about this matter?
Yeah. So Adver asked how can I hope that's the correct way to pronounce your name. By the way, I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. So how can we come tomorrow without the ID card? So as far as I know, you have your student ID numbers ready. So at the entrance, you can tell them your student ID number. And if you tell them that you're a new student, they will know that you have not received your student card yet. And I also, okay, so there's another question by Mohammed. While courses are held both online and on the campus, is presence at classes mandatory, or some can attend classes online without any problem? So Mohammed, it really depends on the course and the professor. So I highly recommend you to attend the first class and check your syllabi regarding this. So if a professor expects some % of attendance, then you have to attend to it. And if there is no attendance taken, then you don't have to attend it. But as far as I know, because this is what happened in the last semester, all of the lab courses and studio courses were only available in person, since you have to be in the lab and in the studio to do what they do in the studio or in the lab. So as far as I know, since we're not students anymore, I am not 100% sure about it, but this is what it was announced in the previous semester. You have to be present for those courses.
There is one question from Helen. She is asking about how to access to the campus for tomorrow. Actually, I shared a link regarding the shuttles for specifically orientation program yesterday, and there will be shuttles from Kadıköy and 4. Levent in Turkish. In English we can say 4th Levent. Anyway, at 9 a.m. So you can use the shuttle from both departure points. But basically, I'm going to share the timetable of the shuttles through the chat as well, just in case. But meanwhile, on the program, you are able to download it, the shuttle. Okay, I just shared it. Okay, you are just asking me for how to put the money on your student card and we didn't get it. Okay, let me explain you. On the canteen area, there's a desk for uploading the money to your student cards. There's a cashier and you are just going with your money or your credit card and they are able to upload the money on it. And besides, in the shuttle area, there is another place for uploading money to your card for the shuttles. Two different places for uploading the money to your student cards. I hope it is clear right now, Tobias. If you do have, you can just unmute yourself and ask me accordingly.
And Guz, in fact, I want to share my screen really quick because
Yes, sure.
Shirley also asked a similar question. So now let's go back to the campus map.
Yep.
And I can show you. So once you enter the campus, this is the main gate. And when you come inside the campus, you will have your ID checks first. And if I remember correctly, because it's been ages since I last taken a shuttle bus, you have to pay on cash when you enter the shuttle or with your ID card. But since most of you do not have ID cards, I'm sure that you will somehow be able to pay by cash. And once the shuttle enters to the university, they will take a turn on the left and they will make stops on parking lot 13, for example, then parking lot 12, then in the shuttle, in the dormitory area, coming back to here. So parking lot 2 is where the Gürsel stop is. Gürsel is the service provider for shuttles. And also at the Gürsel stop is where you first take the shuttle. So if you want to take a shuttle from the campus to any of the destinations, you take it from here. And if you also want to upload money to your card for transportation purposes, you can also do so at Gürsel. So it is here.
Yes.
At the parking lot too. Maybe taking a note of this would make your life a little bit easier tomorrow.
Yes, sure. And besides, I would like to just kind of remind you for the exchange students that you are able to get in touch with your buddy. And in case of, if you just miss something, they are familiar about using the student card and the stop places, everything. And I think, is there any questions? Do you have any other questions? I do have nothing more.
Okay, so Rafael asks, last semester the security at the entrance asked for student ID, HES code, and vaccination card. Maybe you may want to mention to the okay. So as you can see all over the world, some actions are a little bit relaxed compared to previous semesters. So in the previous, if you did not have HES, because HES generally also has your vaccination card info. It does for Turkish people, but if you are here with a residence permit card, I don't know if they initially upload that information to your HES information too. But right now, vaccination card requirements for entry to the university is not necessary as far as I know. It is only required that you present this at the first time that you're entering the dormitories, because it is mandatory to show it is mandatory to be vaccinated in order to be able to stay at the dormitories. Right now, if you're not vaccinated, you can still get to the campus because the Ministry of Health does not require PCR tests from unvaccinated people anymore.
Who told you that? It is not.
But yeah. It was announced on MICE, but maybe this is just for employees, not for students. Yes. I don't want to cause a misunderstanding.
And there will be session for the health center. We can ask them about the latest updates regarding the students, and did not miss anything.
That would be the best option, because the health center is in charge of regulating the rules to entry to the campus. So please disregard what I just said, because that last update is also available on MICE. You can read it by yourself, but that was directed to employees strictly, not for students.
Okay, I think we can continue with the information center as Mina.
We kept Mina Hanım waiting too long. Sorry about that.
No problem. Questions are important.
Okay, then if you're ready, you can start any minute.
Okay, thank you. I need to share my screen, so please.
Hasan, can you help with the co-host making process?
Ekran paylaşımı için şu anda bana izin vermiyor. Yetki vermeniz lazım.
Evet, Hasan Bey hemen verecek Mine Hanım.
Tamam.
I did it.
Verebilir misin?
Yeah, I did it already. I was just trying to find out because it was written information center. It was not easy to. I was typing Mine. That's why. Okay. I think now it's okay.
Tamam. Okay. How is my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay then. Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Mine Akkurt. Welcome to Turkey, Istanbul, and Sabancı University Information Center. Today, I'll give you brief information about our services and facilities. Instead of library, we are using information center. So when you first enter to the campus, you will see the first building is ours. And this is our building. First of all, our aim is to support Sabancı University's educational and research programs, and to meet all the information needs of yours, and to organize a comfortable study environment for you, and to cooperate with other institutions at the national and international level. This is where we are. This building is ours. We have a pool. We have beautiful view. I really recommend you, whenever you have time, please come and visit our building, and you will see all the books and other equipments we have inside the IC. And this is the inside of the information center. We have 3 floors. Our books are on the open shelf. You can go and find your subject and find your book and grab it, and you can borrow from the circulation desk with your ID card. You can just sit all of these chairs and tables you can find place, and we have group study rooms and group multimedia rooms, but unfortunately during the pandemic they are all closed right now. But maybe later we are expecting to it will open. And we have a collaboration space area, which has it's a maker space area, which has 3D printers, 3D scanners, laser cutters, virtual reality equipments. All of them are free for you. You can come and enjoy all the tools. You can learn how to use a 3D printer. We support for you that. And we have the reserve collection behind the circulation desk for your courses. Your teachers, your faculty members put some of the books to the course reserve. You can borrow from here. And we are open 24 hours for 7 days. Starting from next week, we will never close until summertime. And also we have an online chat option on our webpage, so you can ask your questions wherever you like. And we have several collections. The most classical one and the biggest one is the book collection. We have more than 625,000 books, and 80% of this book collection is electronic. It means that you don't have to come to campus. They are all online. You can just search from our catalog and find it, download it, or just read it online, 80% of our books. In general book collection, you can borrow them from, as I said before, go to shelf, take the book, go to circulation desk with your ID card, you can borrow from general book collection. The reserve collection is prepared by the request of our faculty members according to their courses. You can borrow up to 1 day from this collection. And the reference collection is like encyclopedias and dictionaries, the reference materials. It's on the bottom. Sorry, you cannot borrow from this collection. You can use only inside the IC. We have a small amount of rare books, so you cannot borrow them as well. We have also easy readers for different languages. We have basic, intermediate, and upper intermediate level, mostly in English, but also in other languages, Spanish, Italian, German, etc. And the other rich collection we have is our periodicals, and 99% of our 65,000 journals are electronic. It means that most of the collection you can access online. You don't need to come to IC, just type the journal title and you can access all of our journals from your PC. And the other rich collection we have is our databases. You can access our databases from our web page. We have general databases. In the first years, you can use EBSCO or ProQuest for academic and non-academic resources. And we have publisher-based databases. These are the biggest publishers on the world: Oxford, Sage, Emerald, Science Direct. They are specific databases. And we have special databases, for example, only for maths, only for finance, only for history, like these. You can also find these from our databases. And also we have citation databases, two of them, Thomson Reuters Web of Science and Scopus. And the other rich collection we have is the press reader. This is an application, actually. You can download it to your cell phones, smartphones, and also you can benefit from your laptops. So if this press reader has magazines and newspapers, national and international, you can find from different 120 countries newspapers or journals, and from different 60 different languages. And it has more than 7,500 newspapers and magazines inside this press reader. It's again on our web page. You can click to the databases, and from there you can go to the press reader. If you are on the campus right now, you can download it to your cell phones, and right now you can benefit from your cell phones. But you are not on the campus, you can just use from your laptops right now. Here is your borrowing privileges. You can borrow 60 books for 60 days, and you can renew them unlimitedly. So you can go to information center right now. You can, if you can carry, you can get 60 books at the same time, and you have 60 days limit. At the end of the 60 days, you can renew them and again renew them if somebody not puts hold on it. If somebody puts hold on it, you have to return it. And also other service we have is the ILL. It means that we are all collaborating with other libraries in Turkey and also from international. So if you need an article, document, a book that you can find in our collection, you can always request it from us. We can find the book from other libraries, and we can borrow from other libraries for you. We can provide all the resources that you need in national or international level. So all of our services are free. We do not charge any money for our services. But if you forget to return or renew a book at the due date, it is 1 Turkish lira per book per day, starting from 1 to 10 days. And starting from 11th day, it is 2 Turkish liras for every day, the overdue fine. So you need to pay this overdue fine before you go back to your country. But you don't need to pay these because you can just do always renewing, okay? So just be very careful about it. You don't have to pay these because you can renew them. Otherwise, if you are overdue, you have to pay these amounts. The other thing is your ID card. Please don't forget to bring your ID cards while coming to IC, because if you want to borrow something or if you want to make a photocopy, you have your ID card with you. And for our reference services, you can always request an information resource. You can ask anything about your works, research. You can always ask a training about a specific database, how to use a database, for example. You can always email us. It's the reference@sabancıuniv.edu. Please note this, it's very important, this email, reference@sabancıuniv.edu, or you can call 9227. You can always reach us from this email address. And you can send your requests via SUTicket. All of our departments in Sabancı University, we are using SUTicket from right now. It's on the MySU. You can click to the SUTicket here under the MySU. There's a SUTicket option, and if you will find information center under the SUTicket. You can just open a ticket to us, and we can answer it to you immediately. This is our web page. So all of our things are online. So our web page is very important. From MySU, again, you can access to our, you can find the link under the administrative. We are the first under MySU. This is also our web page address here. And if you're out of the campus right now, you can click to the off-campus link here and type your username and password. It's the same that you use in your email address. And it's all of our e-resources will be open, will be available for you, just clicking to off-campus. And the other thing is the My Account here. If you want to see all the items that you borrow from IC, you can click to the My Account. You can renew all the books from My Account. You can do everything under the My Account from our information center. This is the place where you can search the books, articles, and all the other resources. This is a search box here. And also we have an advanced search option here. Please type the author, a keyword, a title of the book here, and just click to the find. You will see all the printed materials and also online materials as a list. The other thing is here databases. As I said before, we have the press reader. You can click to the databases and reach to the press reader from these databases. And here we have the journals link. We have more than 65,000 journals. You can reach all of our journals from this journals list. You can just type by the search by subject. You can definitely select a subject and see the list of the journals about that subject, or you can type a title of the journal and see if we have this journal in our collection or not. You can always click here for the training request. If you need a specific training, how to use our specific tool or databases, just click to the training request, and according to your available time, just click the date and time. It's up to you. We can arrange a training request, training period for you. And here we have an Ask Us button. You can just type, click and type any question you like, and you will find a live person there will be answering to you. And here is the Su Bilmer is our social media account. We are active there, and we are one of the very most popular social media accounts in Sabancı University. We recommend you to follow in Instagram, in Twitter, and etc. All of the social media accounts is Su Bilmer. for our social media accounts. And for the last but not the least, please, it's very important, do not forget to return your books before you leave. Don't leave them in your dormitory, don't leave them in your bags, don't forget to return them, because our books are precious. We love our books, so don't, I'm sure you can find them in your countries as well, but please return them before you leave. Okay, and thank you for listening. Again, if you will have any questions later, you can always email us at reference@sabancı.edu. Okay, any questions? Is everything clear? Let me see. Okay. Sabancı University International has a different Instagram account. Okay. We are Su Bilmer as information center. Okay.
So please follow both accounts. I really like Su Bilmer's social media accounts because they have their, own way of humor, which I think is very funny.
Thank you. Okay, I think everything is clear. So you can always email us to reference later if you have questions. We will be very happy to help you. I see some raised hands, but
Yeah, they are for answering the
Okay.
question, who will be attending the face-to-face sessions tomorrow?
okay then. So yes.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mine.
You're
And
welcome.
I didn't receive any other questions regarding the information center as well. So if Gözde
Okay.
did not receive any too, I guess that will be it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't
Thank
have it
you.
as well.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks always for joining us. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, so before we move on to the next presentation, since we have a little bit time left too, I want to make a clarification about the last question we were talking about regarding the campus entrances. So on February 19th, the President's Office sent an announcement to the students regarding the current campus entry criteria and, under what conditions what will happen on campus. So if you could refer back to that email offers the healthiest information for students. And the announcement I just mentioned was made strictly for employees. It is also under announcements, I think, on MySu. So you can also take a look at it if you're curious about what it says. But up next, we have Dr. Rahman Agaev from the Health Center, who can actually answer all of your questions regarding this and how the pandemic is managed at Sabancı University. So Dr. Rahman, if you are ready, maybe we can start with your presentation.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you see me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Would you like me to share the screen? Okay, we are going to do
I
that.
guess it is okay. You can see it.
It's great.
Okay.
It's fine.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Rahman. I am working in the health center of Sabancı University. And I'm here to introduce the health center for you. Our main goal is to prevent infectious disease and to protect your health, to protect health of our students. When you apply to the Sabancı University, the request for the health information form, it has to be filled in, and these tests, the following tests and examinations needed to be carried out through this process. The tests required are hemogram test, hepatitis A, hepatitis B, measles, rubella, epidemic parotitis tests, and chest X-ray report. In the health center, we provide outpatient clinic services. We have 3 outpatient clinic rooms during daytime on weekdays and 1 outpatient clinic room during nighttime and on weekends. Also, we have intervention room. Small interventions can be made here, such as suturing, ear washing, abscess drainage, dressing. If needed, when necessary, our patients can receive inpatient treatment, for which we have 3 observation rooms. Laboratory service is provided on every weekday. In the cases that require a different specialization, our students are transferred to hospitals. Also, you can you can receive services from psychiatrists and psychologists who work here in the health center. For taking the appointment, you have to send email to the health center at sabancıuniv.edu. During the pandemic, this support is provided online. For emergency situations, we have here in the health center of campus of Sabancı University ambulance team that is here for 24 hours, 7 days in week. The ambulance emergency team is composed of 1 doctor, 1 technician, anesthesian, and 1 driver with fully equipped ambulance. It stays in the campus always, 24 hours every day. Undergraduate and graduate students who the health center thinks should be transferred to a hospital can receive private health services from contracted medical institutions under our private medical insurance scheme. Private health insurance will be activated next week on February 28, Monday, the day when the classes will begin.
I would like to add something because this private insurance policy only valid for the full-time students, full-time international students, not valid for the exchange students. Exchange students need to bring their on their medical coverage with themselves.
Yes, yes.
Thank you very much.
And the most important topic these days is COVID-19 pandemic, as you all know. So if you have symptoms of COVID-19 infection, fever, coughing, sore throat, please come to the health center and have a rapid antigen test. In the case of being diagnosed with COVID-19 when you are outside of the campus, please inform us by email or by phone. And you can always contact us for information about COVID-19. You can contact us with phone or by email. Of course, not just about COVID-19, but if you have any health issues, any questions about health, you can always contact us. You can come here or you can call us by email or by phone. So that's it. I congratulate you all and wish you a healthy, happy, and successful university life. Any questions?
So there is a question from Yerka, and they ask, hello, can you suggest us a clinic where to take the blood test and the X-ray?
Well, if you have questions about this health information form, you can send email to the health center at sabancıuniv.edu, and our secretary will reply you, give the list of laboratories where you can do this, of hospitals. Actually, the blood tests may be done here too, but before that, you can go to some hospitals outside, which will do all of them, the X-ray too. X-ray report too, they can do laboratory and X-ray, all of them.
And Hannah asks, what documents have we to submit if we do not want to do the X-ray? I think the X-ray is mandatory, right?
Yes. if you don't want to do X-ray, you have to do MR, and it will be more difficult. So X-ray will be better for you. And of course, not just X-ray, you need the report of X-ray. It has to be taken from radiologist. When you go to hospital, they help you, of course.
Okay. So if you can put the health center email to the chat box, students can send their questions regarding health services and health to that email, and the health center will get back to you.
I already typed it.
Oh, perfect.
Thank you.
Yes, and from here on, for all health related questions that did not get answers, you can send them to the health center email, which is right now available in the chat box Ms. Gözde have provided. Thank you very much, Dr. Rahman, for your time.
Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.
So that was the health center. And up until now, do you have any questions regarding the orientation program right now? If not, we will be moving on to have a break, and we will come back at 12:45 to do the presentation by the student resources. And you can find the link on the orientation program website. And I was also asked to mention that for you to follow us, our social media accounts, the SU Exchange account and the Sabancı University International account.
And we are going to be at the same link, by the way. You don't need to figure it out and check it out in our link. The same will be valid for during the day.
So thanks for listening, and see you at part 2 then.
Yes. Bye then.